Hello, everyone. It is time for more Sherlock. Yay. Let me just fix my little screen here. There we go. Perfect. How's everyone doing? I'm back from vacation. Alright. What was I working on last time? I don't remember. There we go. I truly have no clue. I do not remember whatsoever what was going on. Let's see. Extra crispy audio. Is my sound off or something? Is something not working? Huh. Let me just restart my capture card, I guess. Is this any better? Is it closer to what we want? Let's just move this back down where it needs to go. Where did it go? There we go. Perfect. Okay. And we'll just drag this up so that it gets in the right location. And we should be good to go. How's that, everyone? Sweet. Yeah, vacation was good. I went on a cruise. It was fun. Went to the Grand Cayman and Roatan and Belize and Cozumel.
A manor all to ourselves. Can you believe it, Sherry? I have so many ideas.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue what he's talking about. Alright, so Mr. Gilden left a couple of items on a bench near the entrance of her manor, or Miss Gilden, that are apparently connected to my family. So I guess we're going this way? Is this what I think it is? Oh no, that was just something I put there. Let's see. Oh wait. Which one is Mr. Gilden's manor? I don't remember. Who is Miss Gilden? Let's see. Oh, this is for the treasure hunt. Okay, we'll worry about that later. I guess we pin that so I can just talk to someone and see if they'll let me know where Gilden's is.
May I ask for your assistance?
Ask someone else. I have no information.
Oh, I'm still dressed like a fool. Let's just dress him like that. There you go. We need to find Miss Gilden's manor. I do not know where that is. That's not this place. Because this was like the elephant house that we went to last case. And we can't even go back in here. That's unfortunate. Let's see. A couple of items on a bench near the entrance of her manor that are apparently connected to my family. This would be so much more useful if I remembered who Miss Gilden was. That says place on map, but it doesn't make it clear which manor is Miss Gilden's or not. Let's see. That's just Sherlock's house, right? Huh. All I managed to get from our neighbor were a few objects Theodore had stored that are supposedly connected to my family. Miss Gilden left them on a bench near the entrance to her manor. Okay. Is that saying that I already picked them up? Or... or that I need to go grab them? Alright, let's, I guess, maybe try there. Oh, there they are, right? This must be it. Yes. Oh, okay, we found it. Perfect. So what, this is Violet Holmes? Sherlock's mom?
My mother always wore this around her neck until one day it disappeared. I was wondering where it went. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend.
Alright. Letter from Violet to Theodore Gilden. My dear Theodore, you know I value our friendship more than most other bonds. We share the same restless soul, and your acceptance and support in trying times has been a blessing. I'm endlessly grateful for the turn of fate that saw Sigurd and I join the same expedition as you. It changed my life for the better. Nevertheless, I am not blind, nor a hypocrite. I know that your feelings towards me have deepened. Forgive me, Theodore, but I do not feel as you do. I must spare you the pain of one-sided love before it is too late. Please see the enclosed necklace you so thoughtfully gifted in remembrance of our adventure together. I cannot in good conscience continue to wear it. I know this letter will cause you such hurt, and for that I can but apologize deeply. Yet my heart is with Sigurd, who is still unaware of your desires. If this sees the end of your friendship, I will understand, but I truly hope we can continue to share the conversations, collaborations, and kindnesses that you have brought me such joy with all of these years. Yours respectfully, Violet. I guess that's like a polite way to let someone down, right?
I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure it happens somewhere in the manor.
Finally moving forward. Shall we go?
All right, back to the manor, I guess. Which way is that? I don't even remember. This is it. Up the hill. But yeah, the vacation was pretty good. I didn't do too much. I went cave tubing in Belize, which was really fun. We saw a crystal cave with lots of like stalactites and stalagmites and columns and different formations. That was really cool. And then in Grand Cayman, we went snorkeling, which we did last time we were there as well, but this time it was especially fun. We got to go to a cool shipwreck and swim around a reef, which was fun.
You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk to other people and they won't ignore you.
And I envy you. You can ignore any person you're bored with. You don't miss out on much. Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Well, I'm flattered.
Apollo says I did not see any eels. I did
Another
not.
one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
I saw a lot of fish, though, and that was cool. That's Sherlock's room. We probably don't need to go in there, so we already solved that mystery. There we go. My detective vision mode. I don't even remember what the cutscene was that we just saw. It just totally passed by.
I heard
my brain
footsteps
did not
upstairs a second
capture
ago.
it.
Wait, do we have an attic here?
Do we?
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Okay. Alright, this is back in Sherlock's house.
This time I was first to pick beds. This one's mine now.
What was the... Here we go. Another memory is coming back to me. I saw someone hide a key in a pocket and a closing door with a woman's silhouette behind it. The door was somewhere on the first floor, and I believe there was a mirror nearby. Okay, perfect. That would explain why I didn't notice it. It says first floor, which means second floor, because British. Unfortunately.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Yeah, what about it? Oh, here we go.
I had a surprise for my mother. You had a shovel with you, John. I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away.
Desecrating ancient archaeological sites. Perfect, Sherlock. Wonderful stuff.
Another one. For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs.
Just leave a broken vase by the door. A priceless archaeological artifact. Just leave it there for someone to trip over in the middle of the hallway.
I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
Exactly.
Yes. It came from upstairs.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate.
You doubt it was her? What do you mean?
Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it.
Splinter says, they're lucky no one bought the property from the estate, or that the local government didn't seize the property for non-payment of taxes since they abandoned it. Otherwise, they'd be trespassing. The house is owned by Mycroft, who's much older than Sherlock. That's why the house wasn't seized, but they sold a lot of the items in it in an estate sale. I forgot what I was doing. Let's see. Scorch marks.
I think our family portrait used to hang here.
What am I looking for? What section of the house do I need to go into next to trigger whatever the next of this is? Can't interact. I think that's Mycroft's pipe. Or no, Sherlock's father was the one who spoke to tobacco. Can I just go in the room now? Is that... I can.
Her things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No. He would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality.
Was that potassium cyanide in a bottle there? Did we just solve the mystery? Did she just overdose on recreational cyanide? I'm gonna look at that. And that for sure said potassium cyanide. Oh, potassium bromide. A little bit different. One dram dissolved in a glass of water administered daily, not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
1 dram dissolved in a glass of water administered daily, not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
Sherlock, I just read that.
Seems this was the most frequently used medication.
My gentle Seeger, Alas, I am still yet to receive any correspondence from you. One presumes my previous letters are chasing you around the continent as you travel. I hope you are in good health and already on your way home. Forgive me my impatience, but life without your kind voice and bright eyes is scarcely worth living. The boys need their father around too. I can tell that they miss you, though, as you well know, Mycroft is not one to wear his heart on his sleeve. In case my prior letters have been lost, know that we have relocated to Cordona. Please come back soon. Forever yours, Violet. February 1869. I'm confused why they would relocate to Cordona because we know the father was in the house at some point. So either he did show up or they didn't relocate?
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object.
It was Sherlock running headfirst into it.
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason.
Aspirin.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object.
An acrid medicinal stench from Tylenol. Alright, let's see. March 25th, 1869. Examination notes of Dr. Otto Richter. Over the last few months, I have asked Mrs. Holmes to sketch some landscapes. The first few were clear and accurate, but subsequent drawings quickly drifted away from reality. It appears her disease progresses rapidly, and perhaps even affects her vision. I may need to consider trepanation. Whoa, get her head cracked open. Drained. That's brutal. Mr. Sigar Moreland Holmes, the renowned archaeologist, authenticator, and historian, is dead. A mere 41 years of age, he was seized by a cardiac event during the opera at the Convent Garden Theatre on Saturday. Despite a physician's best efforts, he remained insensible and died at 20 minutes past 6 o'clock last evening. His sudden end came as a severe shock to his large circle of acquaintances. Mr. Holmes is survived by his wife, Violet, and two sons, Mycroft 16 and Sherlock 6. Funeral services will be held Wednesday at the Highgate Cemetery of St. James by Reverend W.E. Stanley.
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. It's so sad. Look what I found! The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate? You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
I want to try to save him in one move. Why won't it let me?
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry.
Can I do chemical analysis or anything?
We can leave any time.
What was that? I managed to access my mother's room. What memories will I
You
cover
want
there? Oh, I guess I have to look for the thing if I want it.
Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right.
Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
It's like
Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
Yeah, and she was strapped in, so I guess she was
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
That's why we collected all the violet flowers we could find on the island.
What was with the ghosts? Did you just hear that? That was weird.
This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868. This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869.
What if your mom just sucked at drawing, man?
It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all.
It seems like she had some kind of encephalitis. Sure, we can open this. Why not?
No labels. I doubt it ever had one.
Observations of Mrs. Violet Holmes, Dr. Otto Richter. 19th of May, 1868. Initial consultation revealed the patient suffers sleep problems, periods of anxiety, and slight confusion of memories. Prescribed a strong sedative to be administered daily and will continue to monitor symptoms. 3rd of August, 1868. Sedation has helped minimize anxiety attacks, but Mrs. Holmes now experiences catatonia, apathy, and prolonged depressive states. That's what happens when you sedate someone. That's the point of sedation. Moreover, the patient's confusion has worsened, and she has begun writing letters to her deceased husband as if he were alive. I have prescribed 6 further drugs to balance her mental state and weekly hydrotherapy. 27th of November, 1868. The current drug regimen has delivered middling results, with confusion worsening into near constant delusion. Patient grows aggravated when these beliefs are contradicted, prompting aggressive behavior. I have now witnessed several episodes of violence against her own family and towards herself. Consequently, I ordered that bars be installed on the windows and that Miss Holmes be strapped to her bed at night. The dosage of all medications has been raised. I have prescribed the patient additional hypnotherapy sessions as well as some mild hallucinogens. When someone's having a mental break, you do not prescribe them hallucinogens. What?
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
Like, MDMA is used for treating, like, depression and PTSD and stuff, but not for treating, like, schizophrenia. What?
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
There are... Oh, it brings
There we
back
go.
some memories.
Alright. Morning mania. After examining my mother's room, I started remembering a chaotic morning together. An almost empty bottle. We'll have to do chemical analysis. This is gonna suck. Alright, what do I need? -2, 1, 2. There we go. We got R1. Here, we're gonna need to do this. And then reverse its polarity. Bang, bang. Add these together. And that was easy. Oop. Wait, what? Oh, that's the wrong one. Right. There we go. Analysis identified the substance as a hallucinogen derived from mushrooms, psilocybin. Gotcha. Interesting. Morning mania, we will pin that so that... Ooh. There we go. Now I can do the chess thing that I wanted to do. Alright, I need to be able to actually see these pieces. Checkmate him in one move. His figures are black. So where's the king? King is right there. His king is there. If I do that, that gets there. Oh yeah, and then the king can capture, right? So the answer is defend the king with the bishop. Because what happens with this is you move that over to there, and then they have to counter with their bishop, right? So they take yours. No. Cause I got the turn order mixed up, right? I like can't remember. I need to be able to actually like look at the chessboard to figure it out. Like be on the right position here. Alright, so I have one turn. I have to checkmate their king. Wait, which way is... Okay, so this is white, that side is black. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where that pawn can go. I definitely just spilled coffee all over my desk. Oops. I do not have a means to wipe that up. That is unfortunate. Give me just one moment, chat, to find a way to fix that. Sorry. Alright, I should be good. I'm gonna go with defend the king with the bishop.
Nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the black king with the rook.
Alright, that's what I thought originally, but I couldn't clearly see exactly if that rook was white or black. Alright. Cool. I guess I got that handled. I wish I could, like, dismiss old clues, right? I don't need the, like, bet or the Galici clues here. What else is there to investigate? Doesn't have anything. Morning mania. After examining my mother's room, I started piecing together a chaotic memory. Right.
Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down.
Coffee's good, though, and I'm enjoying it. It's tasty.
We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why?
I had a very, very busy day at work today, so I've been kind of going non-stop since I woke up.
The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained. It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
That's literally what he said in the clue originally, is that it was a morning thing. This is not a revelation, Sherlock. You knew it was a morning memory before we started doing this. What are we actually doing here? Oh, did Sherlock and John take hallucinogens? It said she got aggressive when she was confronted with the truth, so that looks like it might be the newspaper about what's his name's death. Which, it's weird that John is here, because Sherlock said, or John said that his father died before they knew each other. Right?
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What? Oh.
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died.
The 9th of April started off badly. My mother was anxious, then hysterical. She threw food and shouted at the doctor, calling him a liar. John and I brought her morning tea, but when the shouts started, I became scared. The only thing I could think to do was hide near the bed and wait for everything to pass. Thankfully, John was there to protect me and calm me down.
My mother, she was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened.
Every time you... I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know
Does
that
not.
I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
I don't think we can.
It cannot wait. Let us find another door and finally learn the truth.
That's pointless, Sherry. To date, you have had no control over the return of these memories. It is all triggered by your work elsewhere on Cordona. You must accept that this will have to wait. Are you all right?
In the end, little has changed. My mother was still unwell, just not with tuberculosis. What I do not yet understand is why Mycroft lied about it. There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait. Did you hear that?
Yes. Metallic souls. What is this sailor doing here?
Is it the lady I almost got in trouble last time?
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
Miss Gilden or whatever, getting her in trouble because she was dating a sailor. She was gonna run off on an adventure with them. Were they coming to beat me up? I can't remember the sailor's name. I don't remember if it was like... what was it? Pink paint and hair. Sailor uniform is old and shabby. Unblemished hands, no sign of physical hard work. Yeah. Definitely an artist disguised as a sailor.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favorite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul of an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
If we win this game, so it's a an actual like little mystery game he's playing with us. Vogel's Art Gallery invitation. My dear Sherlock Holmes, as you no doubt have already guessed, I would like to invite you to experience my art exhibition, not only for the purpose of the contemplation of beauty, but in a more general need of your genius. You will find the gallery at the Caravanserai, at the crossroads of Bazaar Road and Hermes Ave in Old City. Always your friend, Vivi. What was it? Hermes Ave and something? Bazaar Road. Okay. Where's Old City? Here we go. Bazaar Road. Armies Ave, so it's right here. It is absolutely zero shock to me that Sherlock's favorite part of conversations is explanations, because the dude loves to hear himself talk. Alrighty, let's figure out where to go from here. I guess I put that mark. Oh.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I presume.
Correct. With whom do I have the pleasure?
Emilio Estevaux, happy to make your acquaintance. I am here on behalf of Mycroft, your brother. He's on his way to Cordona. In the meantime, he requests your assistance with a sensitive matter. My orders are to provide you with the details.
This is interesting. This guy's like the first character in the game that looks like an actual person. He has got a really nice voice, too.
You have my attention, Mr. Estevaux.
Mark Ridley, the son of General Arthur Ridley, is being blackmailed. Suffice to say, the compromising material is of a delicate nature. The matter is of no small importance to the Crown, especially given the status quo on Cordona.
What about the status quo?
The Ottoman population holds a certain animosity towards the colonial rule. It's been this way since we took over the island. General Ridley made concessions with their leaders, but I'm afraid we are still teetering on the edge of open hostility.
That's what happens when you colonize somewhere.
What does Mycroft want me to do? Retrieve the blackmail material?
No, sir, nothing of the sort. Mark Ridley is meeting the blackmailer atop the old city bridge tower. You shall observe from a distance, then establish the blackmailer's identity. Do not attempt to arrest him. We'll handle it from there.
Saving the best for yourself? Fine.
There's a cafe just over the bridge that provides a good vantage point. Please report to me when you are done. I'll be waiting for you here, and remember, discretion is of the essence.
Why not just go yourself? Why does Sherlock have to do it? Let's see. Old City Bridge Tower. We will do this. And I guess it's gonna be like right there. How do I actually put the mark there? Place on map. Okay, we'll just put it there. That's fine. And let's see. Patio of the Primrose Cafe at the western side of the Old City Bridge in Scaladio. Okay. So wait, that's actually not where we want it. We want it over here, and it's like, it's probably like right here. That's fine. Smells of fish, but not in a good way. There you go. We'll have this. Have them look like that. John's diary. Nope. And then, yeah. All right. So we'll go do this really quick. I also wanted to make sure that I had that other thing marked, because I could not remember. Yes, here we go. That's where we want to go. So they're both in the same direction. So the game is being convenient by giving us two goals kind of in a straight line with each other. So I don't need to travel too far away from the thing that I'm going to investigate to do the side quest. So that's not bad. Good job, game. Sherlock in this outfit reminds me of Daniel in Pathologic. Splinter says, maybe Mycroft's goal is to distract Sherlock and keep him from finding something out about the past. That's very possible. Likely, even. Werner Vogel, his name is two V's, right? And if you flip that upside down, that looks like an M. So what if he's Moriarty? That's all I'm going to say about that. Wake up, sheeple. That was weird. Sherlock got like stuck on nothing for a second. Alright. Cordona Abbey, wow. Look at these two ladies just having a jolly time. What a heated argument they're having in complete silence. Alrighty. Primrose Cafe, where is it? Alright, western side of the bridge, which is not where I am. I need to keep moving. Sell these. There we go. Is this it? Is this the Primrose Cafe? I mean, it looks like a cafe, but maybe it's not the Primrose. It doesn't really have a view of anything. I have to go around. Bookstore. You got any literotica?
A fresh newspaper?
Oh. Sure.
I wish you pleasant reading.
Bernadotte Limited. Interesting. Canteen, Trattoria. Interesting. Where the fuck is the... Where is it? Where's the thingy? Where's the cafe? Okay.
Help me, please.
I can't talk to you.
Got it. Loud and clear. Alright, western side of the thing, right? So, casebook. Old City Bridge Tower. I am to observe from a distance, establish the blackmailer's identity, and report back to Mr. Estevo, who will be waiting at my home. The patio of the Primrose Cafe at the western side of the Old City Bridge in Scaladio will be a good vantage point. Oh, that's the... Gotcha. I was in the wrong location. Edit. I'll just place that over here. Alright, not too far. Alrighty, that's not too bad. I got a little bit confused there for a second. Prizes! Backgammon tournament. I got a little bit confused there for a second, but I should be fine. Gotta be like right over here, right? Oh man, that person just popped into existence. I did not see them at all. Here we go. So
Here, grab a seat.
Perfect.
You even brought a book, huh?
How delightful.
May I have... Same as always.
You just don't give up, do you?
Oh, come on, let's get closer. I can't see anything from here.
No, too early.
So we're just going to sit here all day?
Patience, John. I have a feeling this is more than simple blackmail. We'll be close when the blackmailer leaves, and then...
Go!
Wow. How violent. No one could have expected this coming.
Oh, not a pretty sight, this.
Ooh, that is brutal. I think this is the blackmailer, though.
Who's it?
Head trauma, fatal. Gravity is cruel like that.
He was stabbed several times before he fell. The shape of the wounds suggest a curved blade.
It's almost like he's dancing.
Dancing the danse macabre.
Or is this Mark Ridley? Okay, yeah.
The knife is missing.
He was stabbed with his own blade.
A rather frivolous accessory for a military man. Shame it's all bloody now.
Did I just steal his scarf for myself?
A key, and where there's a key, there's a lock.
No signs of life, no pulse. I'm declaring Corporal Ridley dead.
Indeed. What does this mean? Stab wounds inflicted by a curved blade, severe head trauma as a result of the fall, an empty knife sheath. Okay, so here's the thing, though. This is a gigantic tower. It has one exit.
Please move along. The police are on their way. Everything's under control.
Is it now? The General's own son has fallen out of the tower, and not without help, it seems. I need to inspect the scene, and quickly.
The corporal? He ordered me not to let anyone inside without telling him. But now... Wait, are you saying it's a murder?
A brief examination of the body was enough for me to conclude that he was murdered by a blade of Ottoman origin.
You can't possibly be so certain.
Oh, I can be. The corporal suffered deep stab wounds which were inflicted with great force. They were made by a knife meant for cutting, not stabbing. A curved blade, such as an Ottoman jambir or a Gurkha kukri. I haven't seen any Gurkhas on the island, so the conclusion is quite obvious.
Amazing. You do seem more than competent. All right, go in. I'll wait here for the police.
Did you see anything suspicious?
No, sir, nothing. Corporal Ridley had to attend to some private matters upstairs. No one went in, no one came out. Oh, but that means the killer is still inside. Are you sure you want to go in alone?
Yes.
I'm not alone. I have my friend with me.
Your friend? You mean your gun? There's no one at...
Never mind, I'll be fine.
Yes, I mean my gun.
The killer's gone, vanished into thin air.
I do not think this is true. I think he is just hiding in here.
Gonna join the Navy after all. That'd make Mycroft so happy, you know.
Excellent.
Shut up, John.
Blood on the floor. Can't interact with that. Oh. He bled quite a bit.
The edge is covered with blood, but the tip is clean. This blade is a naval officer's dirk. Sharp and well cared for.
This is not the knife that was used as a murder weapon because a murder weapon was curved. We already knew that. So it was
This
used in
cigarette
self-defense.
is still smouldering. This cigarette is still smouldering. Can you smell the body odor, John? Someone's been hiding in here. Someone sweaty.
Unless it's a laundry chest. But then it's a different mystery altogether. The case of the vanishing sweaty pantaloons.
Oh dear. So was the iron key used to open the chest and then the guy jumped out at him? Fresh blood, freshly broken. Can't investigate. That's annoying.
Imagine if we'd been able to get up here 10 years ago. Oh, it would have been the perfect base.
This is actually kind of a nice little spot. Oh yeah, he ziplined down for sure. Because look at that. There's blood on the rope where he held it. Is that blood or is that just like a handle for the rope? I don't know.
There's a nice view from here, don't you think?
that's everything in the casebook. I can't remember what the marks mean. What does the mark mean? The muse from abroad. What was the muse from abroad? Oh, that's Vogel's. Gotcha. Mother's love. There we go. My mother's struggles with mental disease could very well be hereditary and affect my mind and rationality. This is true. Fragile sanity. Sherlock definitely does have pretty fragile sanity as far as this game goes. Mycroft hid the truth about the death of our mother and lied when he told me that she died of tuberculosis. While there are no records of my mother's death, we had a family friend on Cordona. He may know something. All right. And there's no clues there. Mycroft's request. The iron key. Is there something for me to actually investigate here? I'm trying to remember. What do the different case mark pins mean? Right? Because they have different thingies. So that one says there's something on the map. There's a conversation I can have. But what does that one mean? Is there a way I can remember? Nope. Here we go. Find a use for the item. Okay, well that's pretty obvious, I think. Huh. Trying to figure out here if there's something we can do or if I just need to go somewhere. I guess I can go back and talk to the dude, right? And report back to Mr. Estevo, so we'll go do that. I feel like I'm missing a clue, though.
I hope the police...
Because normally... Is there anything over here? I just want to be really sure I'm not missing anything so I don't waste time running because I don't want to run all the way back. Oh, duh, I'm missing the center of the room. I know all about your latest affair. Meet me in the Old City Bridge Tower. Come alone and bring 100 mungears if you don't want the word to reach the wrong ears. Oh, it rhymes. It was his wife.
Exactly 100 mangears. The killer didn't touch them.
Ah. Perhaps a scorned lover? Who can say? Oh, there we go. Okay. I think after this we have to go talk to Estevo. About correct. No, he did not steal his own. He did not steal that dagger. He took out his own. There we go, snuck up on him. And then, is it over here? No, over here. Is that right?
Ridley was attacked by his blackmailer, but before being pushed out the window, Ridley managed to wound him. The killer must still be bleeding.
Nice. Okay. Are we gonna have to go back, or do we?
So
are we
what
gonna be able
happened?
to find the killer?
Was there anyone upstairs?
No, the killer escaped. We're dealing with a carefully planned assassination. What can you tell me about the deceased?
We were from the same unit, stationed together at the barracks by the bridge, but I can't say I knew him well. Maybe someone at the barracks could tell you more.
Do you know if the corporal had any enemies? Someone who would want him dead?
No, none that I know of. But then again, there's always the Ottomans. They'd want all of us soldiers dead, I reckon.
He must still be bleeding. Oh, there's a pin on that one. Does that mean there's a new clip? Is there anything? Look at the floor. Oh, okay, there's blood on the floor. Right? Is this his blood? Oh, okay. It's finally showing. Bloody handprints. One thing that's really irritating is that I discovered that already.
I'd rather take the stairs.
And the game just
what a bore.
doesn't let me. It doesn't let me piece that together already when I already knew that. That is extraordinarily irritating.
Are you able to help me?
Get away from me.
Fair. Completely fair. Which way? The other way. Okay. Yeah, it's over here. He would have escaped over here, so we're gonna find the trail. Right? That is a lot of blood. This guy lost a lot.
That was a rough landing.
Of blood. Holy smokes. This guy would be just dying right now. There we go. Are they gonna Wicker Man him right here? Aha! A bunch of knives in a post. I guarantee you the curved knife is there.
Wow. Amazing, right?
Disturbing is more like it.
It's cool. That's cool. This is a cool set piece. Alright.
Help me, please.
Sorry, I have no time for your problems.
Let's see. Unfriendly, police snitch, despising, suffering from dysentery. Kurd, bootlegger, non-religious, friendly. He doesn't seem that friendly. He is not wounded, though, so... Albanian fisherman, descaled fish recently, despising. Look at that. We found it.
Doubt that this eagle is purely ornamental.
It must be some kind of crest, right? Tell us what affiliations this person had.
A curved knife covered in fresh blood. There we go.
Curved knives are especially brutal.
I'd better leave the knife here. Now is a bad time to ruffle any feathers.
Leave it!
Is this familiar to you?
Go away!
It's beyond me. Sorry, lucky guy.
Okay.
Go away from it!
Yeah, I am away from it. Cool off.
Don't!
All right.
No! What?
So, why are they all just like crying at the knife? The knife pillar.
Who do you think you are? Leave it! Don't touch! Stop that!
What else is there to interact?
Don't touch those!
Did he go in here?
Don't! No! What? Go away! What?
Can I ask you a question?
No. Go away from it!
I can't help.
Oh, I have to take a picture of it. That's what that means.
Who do you think you are? Leave it.
Right?
Don't touch.
Okay. 2 evidence updated. So let's look at the casebook, right? Pinned. Sign of the eagle. Outstretched wings is engraved on the knife's handle. A significant detail, no doubt. Again, what does that mean? Inquire with people around you. Okay.
Leave it.
Could you help me?
Brother, you found the right person to ask.
To asking. Okay, game.
Infidel.
Right. Did you just call me an infidel? An eagle with outstretched wings is engraved on the knife's handle, a significant detail, no doubt. Ottomans say it's symbol of the House of Hassan, the most revered family in the Old City. Their house stands on the western side of the Old City Market. All right, where is the Old City Market? Western side, so it'll have to be like here. And this is this the market? Yeah, so it's gotta be right there, right? Oh, of course, it's just like run up this way. So yeah, I mean, this puzzle is fun, and it's interesting to see the culture of Cordona and the Ottomans and stuff in this game. Like, that stuff is all interesting. It just sucks that you have to do the puzzles in a really specific order. The question is, where is this House of Hassan? There it is. Perfect.
You have no business here. Go.
Who's there? Who's there?
All right. Let's see. The house marked for the eagle is closed to outsiders. Alrighty. I guess I'm gonna have to dress as an Ottoman, even though that's what I'm doing already. Let's see how Ottoman we can get. That's pretty Ottoman. Does anything increase it more? The beard does. The off-color beard. The brown beard when Sherlock has black hair. Alright. John, don't need to worry about. Should be good. Let's go.
Who's there? Who's there? Who's there?
The iron key is pinned. Does that allow us to get in the door? No.
Help me, please.
Men like me don't like to be bothered by strangers.
Okay. Oh, he's a fast travel merchant. I was wondering why trying to talk to him constantly opened up the map.
You are not welcome here.
Why am I not welcome here? Alright. Let's try to see where we can go. I might need to buy even more Ottoman clothing, which is annoying, but I do have a lot of money. Like a whole lot of money, so I guess we'll just walk on over. And you have like 93 men gears or whatever. So it shouldn't be too hard to just buy whatever we need.
Don't miss
Oriental rugs at a good price.
There we go.
Let's pick something that suits you.
Alrighty, what do we need? Let's see if we can buy a hat. What is woman's fez? Gotcha. Don't need that. We'll buy deerstalker hat. We also probably should buy. The woman's fez makes me pretty Ottoman. Interesting. Ottoman headscarf. Ooh, skull mask. How fancy. Fake bruises. Black eye makeup. Deluxe glamour. I want to buy a bunch of this stuff just to have it. Because it's useful. And it's cheap. Old man makeup. That's perfect. Is there anything else we can buy that's Ottoman, maybe? John's armor? Dear God. Assassin's Cuirass. Keep it close to your chest. I like that it has a heart symbol on it. It's very funny. Ugly beige suit. Beige Ottoman outfit. Go bought that. Oh, I can't afford that anymore. I used all my money.
A good chop.
All right, let's wardrobe it. All right, so let's do an Ottoman disguise. That's even more Ottoman than anything else that we have, I think. Worker's apron, nope. Yeah, it's gonna be our best bet. Is there anything else we can wear? The fez does really well for me. Okay. Is there anything that... Ooh, having some glasses apparently increases my Ottoman nature, so that's useful. Old man makeup does as well.
Good choice indeed.
Alrighty, let's try to make it in now.
You are not welcome here.
Why am I not welcome here? I am as Ottoman as they come.
Do you know anything about this?
Nobody cares about us, so why should I care about anybody?
Who's there?
Who's there?
Can I ask you a question?
Just walk away, or I'll suddenly forget we are both Ottomans.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Huh.
Who's there?
What do we do? Alright, let's check the casebook one last time. Victim profile. Corporal Ridley was stationed at the requisitioned house near the bridge in the old city. I can ask around about him there. Oh, yeah, so didn't that guy tell us to go to the... Didn't the guy say that we had to go to the barracks or whatever? Okay, let's go do that. We'll pin that. Clue. Where is it? That's where that was. And then this is... that's where we need to go. Right back to there. I doubt they're going to let me in. Oh. I doubt they're going to let me into the military area dressed as an Ottoman when they explicitly do not like them. So let's just change that. Oh, you know what? I just got the Navy uniform. Maybe I have to wear that, right? There we go. Maybe this will be good. Get us on some of the cops' good side, I guess. Not that Sherlock isn't already on the cops' good side, given that he's basically a cop. Alright, let's continue. Where is the barracks? I don't remember exactly where it was. They said it was nearby though, right? Look at this sprightly old man just running through the streets. Nothing to see here, folks. Talk to some people, I guess. John, you can't just sit there.
I'm on guard, Sherry, so don't worry.
I hope the police find the murderer.
So where are the barracks then? Are they over here? Maybe this is it?
You aren't here to relieve me from duty, are you?
Okay, this must be it.
Could you help me?
Ah, I know this, yeah. Let me help you.
A known Lothario, he has recently ended his promiscuous ways after meeting the One. Yep.
Are you able to help me?
I don't know, but I'm sure there are others who'd be glad to help a fella in uniform.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be like a scorned lover, I think.
Do you know anything about this?
I'd help you if I could, but I know nothing.
Okay. Is there anything around here for me that might be useful?
Nice. A room after my own heart.
A little austere for my taste. There are scratches on the floor. The locker was moved.
Love letters, probably, right?
2 tickets to London. Would have been a very different ending for the corporal's story.
Alrighty. Since our last meeting, I have been dreaming of our short time together, but my dreams keep turning into nightmares. I fear that someone will find out. I know what I said before, but I was wrong. I want the life you promised. I'm ready to escape with you. I will be waiting for you at my house at dawn. Use the entrance with no eagle over it. The servants will expect an Ottoman woman wearing the scarf I gave you. There we go. That's our disguise.
That's quite a hefty sum. Enough to start a new life.
Were they gay? Is that what I'm getting at here? Gay sailors?
Being the son of a general must be difficult. Rise all the way to the top. Make me proud, son.
Son, as you are aware, our position on Cordona is that a man astride a 3-legged horse. 3-legged horse, huh? You sure that was a 3rd leg? 2 legs are manpower and ships. The 3rd, like it or not, is the House of the Eagle. Remove 1 and everything will collapse. So would you kindly pull up your damn trousers and start behaving like a Ridley? I have tolerated your escapades long enough, and now I hear you have been gallivanting around the old city. This must stop immediately. Ottomans live by their own rules. As long as we respect them, our fragile peace holds. Do not disappoint me, General Arthur Ridley.
Can you imagine me wearing that uniform? I think I'd look rather dashing.
Is there a uniform? I don't see one. That's just a gun there. Come on, Sherlock. Pick up some higher artillery. Okay, so I guess we found the place to... Or, like, the thing that we need to get into the House of the Eagle. Right? Is there any Mind Palace thing for me to do here? No? I guess in this case we're just like investigating a smaller, not
Ridley's
crime,
blood is on Ottoman hands. I just know it.
Huh? Oh, okay. This is the mini game that I find the most annoying.
Ridley's blood is on Ottoman.
Alright, so it was what? Don't need a tribunal. Don't need serve together. Take revenge. Not go to the pub. Oops. British fleet. Disobedience. General will speak. I have overheard a conversation between Marines. Agitated by the corporal's murder, they were eager to take justice into their own hands. Their officer urged calm, insisting that they must wait for superior orders. Marines on edge.
Do you know anything about this?
I don't know, but I'm sure there are others who'd be glad to help a fella in uniform.
Sherlock's voice does not match his appearance right now.
Could you help me?
I don't know, but I'm sure there are others who'd be glad to help a fella in uniform.
You obviously haven't thought this all through.
I
Or
have
are you just
definitely
annoying these
thought this through. Alright, I guess there's just nothing for me to talk about. Ooh, silk scarf. Alright. I guess I can do this now. The most exciting aspect of this game. This one's gonna be easy. And then... This one will not be easy. Oh, this one might be easy. Alright, so it's gonna be a -2 here. We change this. Oh, no. Change their polarity. Let's move things around. You know what? Actually, what we do here to get the -4 is we do this. Increase it. Then, reverses polarity. There we go. We have -4. And then with this, we can subtract 2 because we have all of those now. And we just add them. There we go. 4 and -6. Combine. Alright. I'm getting better at these. Remember the first one I did and it took me like 30 minutes to finish? Not so bad. A scarf tied around Mark Ridley's neck. At the time of his death, it is of Ottoman design with an intricate eagle pattern. The scarf is covered in blood. If I create the right chemical solution, I will be able to remove the stains without damaging the fabric. Now that I've cleaned the blood off the scarf, I can use it for disguise. Perfect. Jylon's letter. Perfect. What does that mean? So many of these. How to play. Disguise yourself. Yeah, okay, I knew that. And then sign of the eagle. This is a location to talk to people about.
Purpose.
Basically already have it handled.
Can I ask you a question?
Ah, I know this, yeah. Let me help you.
Perfect. Alright, so now we go back to the House of the Eagle dressed as a lady. Ottoman. Get in. Do I have any Ottoman dresses, though? That's the problem, right? Can't change clothes there. I'll just do this. I look sufficiently Ottoman, I guess. We'll go see. We'll go see if there's anything here that we can do, because I don't have the money to buy the new thingy. Buy any, like, dresses or anything. Ugh. The dresses are so expensive. Now I just take Jylon's letter, and I use this to get in. Unless it doesn't count. Why didn't this trigger last time? What the heck?
You are not welcome here.
Okay, I'm gonna have to rent a dress. That's a little bit unfortunate.
Nice affordable clothes. Let's pick some.
Wait, are there just no dresses that I can rent? There we go.
Be careful with what you've taken.
You are expected. Quickly, come in.
Perfect. We've done it, chat. We've made it.
My love, oh, I'm so... Who are you? Where's Mark? Answer me or I'll call for help.
You will do no such thing, Jalen. We both know it.
How do you know my name? And why are you wearing this scarf? What has happened?
A flood of questions, but I only have one answer. Mark Ridley is dead.
No. This cannot be. You're lying. Tell me you're lying.
Keep your voice down, miss. I don't have time for a lady's hysterics. Mark has been murdered, and I believe that the murderer is part of this house.
No. It was a secret. We were meeting. We were... How could anyone find out?
The truth always comes out one way or another, but enough of this. Tell me, have you seen anything suspicious here?
No, I heard the servants talking about blood near the main entrance, but I didn't think... This is too much for me. I can't.
All right.
I wasn't mean. Now is not the time for pity.
Is that you or your reptilian brain talking?
A bloody trail. Let's see where it leads.
Perfect. All right. Is it going to be Jylon's father? Jalen? What do we have here?
All soaked in blood. A pile of fresh clothes. How convenient. Well, a fresh shirt is as good a lead as any.
So, think you can identify the killer on the first try?
Huh. Do you doubt me?
Identify the killer on the first try. No room for error. What does that exactly mean? Is there like is this an actual challenge or is this something I have to do? So how do I identify? Is there like a specific thing that I have to do or? Dirty clothes, it's not him. Wounded, sympathetic Turkish noble. He has a curved sheath right there, but no knife in it. This is for sure him, right? So. Hives. What does that mean? I mean, I know what hives are, but like, how is that relevant? Hand over face, consumed by guilt or stress. Knife is missing. I already caught that. It's definitely this guy, and he's bleeding. Let's see. On edge. The culprit is at the House of the Eagle. Judging by his ornamented sheath, he is the scion of this family, wearing a bloody bandage under his shirt, and due to the missing knife in his sheath, he is clearly the murderer. It seems that his heart is still racing and he's still wound up from a fight. He's trying to suppress it, but his body gives him away. Definitely this. Accept.
What are you staring at, you crazy woman?
So, here you are. The wounded eagle in its eyrie.
What the hell? An Englishman here? Why are you wearing a dress?
I understand your confusion. It's been a turbulent day, hasn't it?
Do you have any idea who you're talking to, Brit?
Indeed I do. You are the proud son of this house. Proud, but wounded. You keep it well hidden, but you're far too nervous to think straight. So please let me explain while you catch your breath.
I am Osai, son of Hassan. You are on my father's property, and yes, you had better start being convincing.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I have every reason to believe that you were involved in the murder of Mark Ridley.
Are you accusing me?
Yes, we are definitely accusing you. All right. What do we have? What were the means of the crime?
That's right, I am. I recovered the murder weapon. It bears an eagle crest, the same crest that is so proudly displayed within your house.
And a proud house we are. My father speaks for all Ottomans on this island, remember that.
Regrettably, I failed to detect much pride in the callow way you ambushed the corporal.
Hiding inside an empty chest, the assailant caught Mark Ridley off guard. A fight ensued despite being wounded. What was the window of opportunity? Oh, gotcha. I guess this is it.
It couldn't have been very comfortable for you inside that chest, waiting to catch the corporal off guard. Couldn't you find a better place to hide?
You're a fine one to talk of tactics. You're dressed as a woman.
If you'll pardon the metaphor, he was a fishbone that became lodged in your throat. You had a strong motive to see him dead.
What was the motive? This one, right?
At the heart of this crime is a woman, Jalen. I wonder who she might be to you. Your wife? Unlikely. Your sister?
Enough! Don't you dare say a word about my sister. It was he who led her to sin. That son of a dog, Mark Ridley. He spat on our traditions and brought shame to our family. His father promised us peace, but I knew how it would be. You feed the crow, it tears your eyes out.
So you risked the peace to right your honor?
I had no other choice. Not that you'd understand, Brit.
All right.
Azai, you are under arrest for the murder of Mark Ridley. You'll have to come with me now.
Yay.
First you sneak into my house, and now this? We'll put you down like the rabid dog you are.
Will you? I'm pretty good at shooting. All right, let's get our game faces on.
I'm coming.
No, you're not. I forgot how combat worked.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
Ah. Oh no.
I could miss the party.
No more crime for you until next month.
Imagine just this like insane British man cross-dressing with like a scarf around his face like a bandit,
ready.
just wrecking these people. Oh god. I guess he just got shot. It's all good.
No more crime for you until next.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Oh no, that was not what I intended to do. Go. Wait, did someone just walk
Take a
into
rest,
the
my
thing
friend.
The snuff's ready.
There we go.
Don't bother moving.
Give him the pepper snuff.
All right, give you the pepper snuff.
I'm coming.
Teleport. Nothing personal,
No
kid.
more crime for you.
We can overcome the brute now. The snuff's ready.
The absurdity of this situation is just so
Give him the
goofy.
pepper snuff.
No more.
The snuff's ready.
I didn't even need the snuff, buddy.
It's time for you to go to prison, Azai. Come with me, and let's do so peacefully this time.
You'll regret this, Brit.
The combat in this game is just a gift to the world. I made $9. Nice. And I guess we'll go and talk to... I guess we can talk to him first, but then...
Get out of my face, Brit.
Gotcha. We'll just have to go back to Sherlock's house, right? I guess I can probably dress differently now. There. We'll make it so that Sherlock got a little roughed up in that fight. Makes him a little bit more tolerable. Just plays into the fantasy that anyone in this world that would ever encounter Sherlock would just deck him on sight. I am so lost. I do not remember.
This area is restricted.
Is it through this way?
Mr. Holmes, I am in no position to reprimand you, but you should know that your unwarranted intervention will cost us dearly.
I did what I had to do. The killer was brought to justice.
I didn't expect you to be so narrow-minded. You have undermined your brother's efforts, and now we will have to face the consequences.
Such is the price of law and order, Mr. Estevaux. Everyone must be held accountable for their actions.
Law and order? You are clearly oblivious of the bigger picture, Mr. Holmes. There is no point in us discussing it further. I bid you good day.
Well, that's a shitty way to say thank you.
No matter what Mycroft or his henchmen will say.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Also, it's interesting that the guy comes here to see me, even though it specifically points out, hey, you have to go back to the house to talk to him. We'll do our best. Oh, I guess all the Ottomans are mad at me. Quite a cacophony. All right, casebook. We have all that done. And, oh yeah, now I guess we have the muse from abroad. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this episode here. For those that are watching on the stream, this does not mean the stream is ending. I will have to toggle the stream on and off so that I can get the VOD. So hold tight if you're on stream, but for people watching on YouTube, I will catch you next time.